Hi, my name is Karan Dharamsi and I am the CEO of Dental Marketing Nerds. And welcome to this training on Is your dental website ready for 2017? Now, internet has changed completely over the last few years, and so has digital marketing and how websites look and interact with your potential target audience, in this case, your patients. So, let me begin by asking you this question. When did you build your website? Is it been 3 years, 5 years, 2 years? Because websites today have dramatically changed. The way the websites need to be built has completely changed. If your website is 1 year old, most likely it's irrelevant today, and most likely it's killing your patients. It's actually taking patients away from you. Now, in this video, I want to walk you through what should a dental website look like in 2017. Now, at this point, I am on google.co.in and I searched for dentists in Warsaw because that's where I live. So I thought, why not search for dentists in Warsaw? So you see the first few sites that pop up are the ads, right? So these are the ads that came out. So when I searched for dentist in Warsaw, I came across these ads. So let me just check this one. Mm, okay, so let's check this one. So right, so the first four websites that you see, they are ads. These are through Google AdWords, which is a good thing because then you are at the top for the search dentist in Warsaw. So let's check Dr. Chadda's website. Now, if you see, there's a big problem with that because he is in Bandra, and when I searched for dentist in Warsaw, his ad showed up. Wow. And if you see, there's a music playing. So now I can watch the entire intro here and listen to the music. But if you see, now this website, when you watch it on the phone, is going to be really cumbersome. I actually encourage you to check out drchadda.in on your phone, and you'll see that the view on phone is completely non-responsive, which means that if somebody is opening this website on their phone, it's going to drive the patient away. They are going to leave the website in the first 5 seconds, which is bad because the whole point of running the ad was to attract the patients to your clinic. So I would never suggest you do anything like this ever. And Google, in fact, hates a site like that. So you don't want to do anything like this ever. So if you're Dr. Chadda and if you're watching this, sorry about that, but I think this is going to actually help you because you are investing your money in advertising. So you better get a ROI. And the second problem with that is his clinic is in Bandra, and this ad should not show up when I type in dentist in Warsaw. It means that whoever is managing the ad campaign for Dr. Chadda is doing a really bad job. Now, if you see, these are the websites that are listed. We have Practo, Just Dial, and then the next website. So let's check out gumsandsmiles.com. So now if you see, this is Gums and Smiles. Oh, this is Dr. Gulati's website. So he is the dentist that I have been to, and this is his website, which is awesome. Now, if you look at it, this is typically what a large majority of the dental websites look like. Now, there are a few problems right up front, right? So let me just open this document for you. Now, these are the three pillars of a successful dental website for 2017 and beyond. You need these three things on your website if you actually want it to bring you new patients. If you do not have either one of these pillars, your website is actually taking patients away from you. So let's check if Dr. Gulati has all these three aspects on his website. Now, the first one is Pixel Your Website. What exactly is Pixel? Now, if you have ever shopped from Amazon or Flipkart.com, I'm sure that there must have been a time when you place the product into a cart. And if you do not buy the product, you immediately see the product, the same product that you added into your cart, on your Facebook profile, on Times of India, YouTube, or any other website that you go to. It's like that product follows you all around. You just see the same product all around the internet, right? So that's done through a process of pixels, which is nothing but retargeting. So anybody who comes to your website, now that person will start seeing your banner ads, your banners all over the internet. They'll see your banners on YouTube, they'll see your banners on anytv.com, timesofindia.com, espn.com. No matter what site they go to, they will see your banners, and it's only the person who comes to your website sees that banner, and it's all done through a process of pixels. This is called as remarketing, and it's very inexpensive. It costs about 6 rupees to 7 rupees per click. That's about it. But imagine that when somebody comes to your website and they don't call you or they don't fill out the form, you completely lost them, right? Because then it's practically like a newspaper or a television or a radio ad, where the only people you can reach out to are the people who actually call you. But hey, this is internet, this is digital world, this is digital marketing. So anybody who comes to your site, it's, if they don't call you, if they don't fill out the form, you can still follow up with them. Of course, you don't want to call them and like say that, hey, you came to my site, so why don't you come to my clinic? That's not what you would be doing. What you would be doing is, if somebody comes to your site and they don't call you, you will start showing them your banners. A simple banner like, hey, when they are on Times of India watching the latest news in the world, they see your banner which says Gums and Smiles Dental Clinic in Warsaw. Click here to book your appointment. That's it. There's no salesiness. There's no discounting or nothing. All they are doing is seeing your ad on Times of India, on YouTube, blah blah blah. No matter what website they go to, think of it. Now suddenly they see you everywhere. So whenever they need a dentist, you are the first person in their mind, which is awesome, right? And this is just the first step to building your authority and to creating a lot of goodwill in your area. And we'll talk a lot about this in other training videos that I will create for you. So now that's the first thing. Now I've been to Dr. Gulati's site for quite a few times in the last 1 year, but I have never seen his ads following me, which means his website isn't pixel. That's a big mistake. So if 100 people go to his website, potentially 5 people are calling him, 95 do not call him, which means that 95 potential patients are lost because they never see or hear from him again. So step number 1, you always want to have your website pixeled. That's the most important thing. Now the second flaw on this website is, if you look at the tabs, right? First of all, there's just way too much content here, and all of this is happening on the phone, and all of this is too technical. If you think of it, the people coming to this website are people who have no idea of all the dental jargons, right? And if you look at all the tabs, gum diseases and periodontics, full mouth rehab, and pediatric dentistry, and then cosmetic dentistry, the terms are so scary. So this potentially is not a website that I would want to be at, because the terms really scare me. Hey, I'm a normal guy. I am either on this website to get my cavity filled, or maybe I'm looking at getting some braces done or getting my teeth whitened, so something on those lines. So these are terms that are very difficult for me to understand, and in fact they create a lot of fear in my mind. Terms like rehabilitation or disease or surgery or something. So that's one. I really would want to have terms like these. I would want to put terms that a common man would understand. Now I also have a fitness company, which is fitnesswithkaran.com. So imagine this: we help people lose weight, and if somebody came to my website, the only reason people would come to my site is because they want to lose weight. And if I throw in terms like hypertrophy, microfibril, macro trauma, and I'll give you the best micro trauma. Now think of it, when somebody reads that who's just coming to lose weight, and if I throw in technical jargons, they'll be like, what? I don't need any trauma. I don't need any hypertrophy or whatever. I'm just here to lose weight, right? So the most important thing on your website needs to be, it needs to speak the language that your potential patients understand. Not, this is not for another dentist, right? If it was for another dentist, I would still be okay with the language. So this is something that needs to change, and I'll give you more examples of what needs to be here. Plus, again, there's a lot of explanation of all these things in detail, like the whole technical bit and stuff. So again, so the most important thing you want to remember, and this is really a basic human psychology principle, is this: nobody gives a damn about you or me, right? At a very, very deep unconscious level, we are all concerned about what's in it for me. What do I get when I meet you, when I come to your place? Or that's how a normal human interaction is, right? We are always thinking about what's in it for me. So when somebody comes to your website, they're not really thinking about how cool are you, how much, oh wow, you have degrees from Germany, this that, or all they're concerned about is what's in it for them. How can you make their life better? How can you make them feel good? How can you make them look cooler? Think about it. If you met me for the first time and if all I spoke about was, if you came to my dental marketing site or my parent company, which is the Marketing Nerds, and if all I spoke about was, hey, you know what, I'm this cool guy, I have degrees from here, I did my engineering from here, I have a BMW, I have this car, I have that car, I live here, I party here, I vacation here, you will be super pissed at me because there's nothing in it for you, right? So of course you need to talk about your degrees, of course you need to talk about your experience, but all of that is secondary. The screen that you see here before I start scrolling down is called above the fold, and above the fold you need content that talks about what's in it for your potential patient. Now I have a couple of examples, and I think these are pretty good sites, and I want to show these websites to you. So the first one is Marvel Dental Care, and I think it's a website. These are doctors in the US, Dr. Jay Oza and Dr. Shiv Kohli. Now if you look at this one, they put up their picture, which is good because you can see the face of the person. You want to know who the person is, because when a new patient comes into the clinic, they always inherently have the fear: will the doctor be great, will I have a pain-free treatment, what will be my experience like, what will be the hygiene like, who are these people, can I trust them? There's so many things that are running unconsciously in the person's mind for the first time. So when you look at the picture of the person, you can still make an informed decision. You either like them, you dislike them, but at least you know who they are. Plus, a nice smiling picture really breaks the ice, right? When you meet somebody for the first time and if they give you a big broad smile, it breaks the ice. So that's something which is really nice. Plus, they talk about excellent care that is affordable. Now, a lot of people have that concern, right? What if the treatment is expensive? What if the pricing is expensive? And is the care excellent, right? So they address that here. So if you see, they're not talking about dental rehab or this treatment or that treatment. All they're talking about is above the fold. Before I scroll down, they are trying to address my concern, which is, hey, here we are really happy, smiley, nice dentist who you can trust. So, and we provide excellent service, and which is affordable at the same time. So addressing all the concerns. Now the other big differentiator is there's no number that's being displayed here above the fold. If you see, there's no number here at all. Now if I want to find the number, I may have to scroll down. So if you see, I have to scroll down, and most people, 90% people never scroll down. They make the decision right at the top by looking at the content above the fold. So people just look at the content here and they decide if they want to work with you, if they want to do business with you, if they want to come to your clinic. So no one, 90% people who come to this website will never scroll down to get the number. So these are patients gone. So you always want to have the number here above the top, which is a good thing. And put your social media accounts here, because hey, you want these people on your social media accounts so that when you update your social media profiles, they can be constantly updated about you. You're always in front of them, so it's like a unknowing reminder or a very subtle reminder for them, hey, that when they see a post from you on their Facebook page, they remember that it's time for a cleanup, it's time to go get a regular checkup done, right? So you want your patients to be following you, so that's a good thing to have that here. Plus, if you see, they have the reviews, which is awesome. And now if you scroll down, if you see that, take a tour of the office. So relaxing patient comforts, excellent patient experiences. So 20% discount on this thing, insurance and flexible financing. Again, that's the a next concern or a pain point for a lot of patients who come into your clinic, especially if they're getting a cosmetic surgery or braces or something done. Maybe they don't have the money to pay at one shot. So do you provide installment options? If yes, that needs to go in here. And then you see how well all the points are addressed. They're still not talking about all the services, because your patients know what they need done, right? If they have a toothache, they'll say they have a toothache, right? They don't need to know what problem is that, right? They'll come to you for it. If they want a braces done, they know they need braces done. But all they're looking for is, can they trust you? Will the experience be great? Have people in the past have had great experience? And do you have installment option? Because hey, maybe I'm somebody who cannot afford to pay you 60,000, 70,000 for braces at one shot. So all that needs to be addressed here. Again, see, they're not talking about this services, they're talking about they're friendly, they are caring, and now they talk about the experience. Because up to this point, somebody coming on the site, they would be happy. They're like, okay, now I trust the guys, I like it, I've seen that people have had good experience and all that stuff, so I want to know more about them. What kind of degrees do they have? What's the experience like? So then people get interested in knowing more about you, so they now want to know more about you. So see, they're talking about themselves. Again, they talk about affordable financing, so which is again a big pain point for a lot of patients coming in. And why do you want to miss out on them? If you do give installment options for braces, then why not talk about it? Because a lot of times people think that they may not get that option and they may not come to you thinking that you're expensive. And if you see, this is another good thing, which is this is called as a sticky bar. So even if you're scrolling down, this will never scroll down, this will always be here. So if they want to book an appointment after they're convinced, now is the time they can just click here and book the appointment, which is awesome. You see, now is the time they are getting into the services that they offer, right at the bottom, which is where it really needs to be. So you see, it's right at the bottom. Had they put this up at the start, I really wouldn't have been able to differentiate them from this side. And the only differentiator would be the look or the feel or the color combination of the site, right? You see, there's such a dramatic difference. Here all the services are up, and here all the services are down. Because now I was keen on knowing about the services. I first wanted to know, can I trust this dentist, which is how your website needs to be structured. And one other thing that's missing here, now this is another good example, Dr. Burleson. If you see, he's talking about your smile says it all. Again, he's not discussing about his services. He's just talking about how can he make you feel good. Because remember, it's always about what's in it for them, not about you, or not about how cool you are, or what do you offer. Of course, I know you offer the treatment that I'm looking for, the services that you're looking for, and that's why I am on your side. So don't sell me on it, or don't talk about that. Maybe talk about that later, but first convince me that I can trust you. When I come to your clinic, I won't have to go through pain. I'll have awesome service, great quality service, right? So again, see, they emphasize on meet the team, get to know the dentist, like us on Facebook, insurance option. So the same theme, maybe a different design in the website layout, but the same theme. We pride on our service, and then they get into the whole service. See, braces, crowns, dental hygiene. So services should always be at the end. Your patients are smart. They most likely know what they need, but the only reason they are coming to your website is to know if they can trust you, right? So this is how I would want to overhaul the complete website. And there's one thing that's missing in both all the three websites, the Marvel Dental, Dr. Burleson's, and Dr. Gulati's website, is something called as lead magnets. Now, what exactly are lead magnet? So, a lead magnet is nothing but a free gift that you give people in exchange of their contact details, right? So, a lead magnet is also not just used to grab people's contact details so that you can, repeatedly keep following up with them in a nice subtle way, not in a salesy way, but in a nice subtle way to build your authority and influence and goodwill. So apart from that, a lead magnet also, nurtures and builds your authority. So maybe when they come to your website, you would want to, hear somewhere, give them a free guide or a free ebook which talks about three tips to avoid cavity, or three simple things to do at home to avoid cavity. And it's an ebook which they can download on their phone or computer or laptop, and the book is written by you. Now you don't even have to take the pain to write the entire book. You could just narrate, you could just record the three tips on your phone, and then there are a lot of services or a lot of service providers who would transcribe the entire thing, put that in a book format, design the book for you, all for about a very very minimal cost, and then you can put that book on your website right here. So as soon as they come, they know that okay, you're giving some free tips, which builds your authority, increases trust. And to get the free book, they have to fill in the form, they have to leave their name, email ID and phone number. So that's how you build a list of potential patients, and then you put them into something called as automatic sequence, where they get more valuable tips from you repeatedly. So then you see, that's how you stand out as a dentist, right? And because no other dentist is doing that, at least 99% of the other dentists in your area or all around aren't doing that. So you want to build a relationship with your patients because options are way too many, and you want to create so much goodwill and in your area and build the authority as a dentist in your area that you become the Shah Rukh Khan of your area, right? Then people don't look for alternative option. They know that you are the best in your area, and that can only happen if you build goodwill and deliver a lot of value to patients in your area. So I would potentially add a lead magnet here, which would take your website to a completely different level. So when somebody comes to your website, they will give you the contact details. Now when people go to Dr. Gulati's website, most likely 90% of the people who come to his website don't ever contact him. But when they come to your website, and if you add a lead magnet, they will leave their contact details. You will know exactly who came to your website. And even if you don't sign up or fill out the form for the lead magnet, you have them pixeled, right? So your ads, your banners will follow them all around the internet, so they never escape you. And the third pillar is, once you've designed your website that way and your website is all ready to never lose a patient, the most important thing, the last step, is how do you get your website at the top, right? Because now if you're a dentist in Andheri, Versova, Bandra, so when I type in dentist, let's say in Bandra, so if you see, how do you get at the top? Now one way to get at the top is to do Google ads. Like you see, these 4 websites are doing Google ads and they are at the top because of Google ads. And again, that's very very inexpensive, and that's something that you should potentially do because that'll help you be at the top and attract more patients, because people don't like scrolling down. Most likely they don't look after the 6th or 7th website. So you may want to do Google ads for keywords that are related to your area, which is not going to be very expensive. So I highly suggest that you do Google ads. And apart from that, you also want to do SEO, which is search engine optimization. So these are the strategies that you apply on your website so that your site is automatically ranked here somewhere. So it comes at the top. So when somebody types in dentist in Bandra, dentist at Bandra, and if you're a dentist at Bandra, your website will be on the first page, which is important because if you have the best site, but if you're not ranking on the first page, then most likely people or potential patients won't know you exist. So you want to be doing SEO. So three pillars of getting consistent patients uh, from your website. Pixel your website, that's very important so that you can follow up with people all over the internet. Create lead magnets and design your site in a way that your services are down, and at the top you're just building trust in a potential patient's mind so that they reach out to you. And step number 3 is do SEO, run Google Ads so that your website is always on the first page, right? So now if you see, let's search for, okay, so let's check out their site, Dr. Mukul. So he's on the first page. So let's see Dr. Mukul's website. Now it's important that you do SEO, and because once you are at the top on the first page, every single month you will keep getting patients. Oral health fighting the menace of gum disease. Now again, if you see, like ISO certified, which is good, book appointment by Practo, but these are things which again hardly matters. Like again, if I'm looking for a dentist, I'm not looking at ISO certification or any other certification, right? So let's see what does doctor say here. Oral health. Now one big mistake here is, if you look at the picture here, now it represents people outside India, right? This is not what we look like. So I would always want to use pictures that resemble your target audience or your target, like, is this how the doctor is going to look like? No, right? So I would want to use pictures that are more local, that are more like, there are more people like us. So there's a lot of association, or I can relate to the pictures. And again, there's 70% chance of you having gum disease. It may most likely be mild, but still. Now, this is practically use of fear, and unlike fixed bridges or removable dental implants do not affect, right? So again, it's going way too fast for me to wait and read. Plus, the language is very fear-based. So my personally, for me, my biggest fear of going to a dentist is the fear of pain, or the fear of being on the seat. So now when I see more fear on the website, I would actually want to turn it off. Dental implants, cosmetic braces, teeth whitening. So again, if you see, the whole thing is based around selling the services directly without building any sort of a trust. Because at this point I haven't seen who Dr. Mukul is. I see a bunch of people who are from a different country, which I'm sure is not Dr. Mukul. So again, these are all stock pictures most likely. So I would want to see who the doc is, because that's my first concern, right? I want to see the doc. I want to see, can I trust him? Guaranteed certified doctors, finance. Now again, these are great things, but they're all down. See, now this is where the actual pictures are. Now if you saw, there's so much jerk when I go at the top and I look at the website at the top, which is like completely different pictures, and when I come down I see the real people. I want to see the real people first, and because I see so much discrepancy between the images at the top and the bottom, I might actually decide against it. This may make me a little skeptical at some point. So again, you see, this is placed very oddly at the bottom, and again the number is at the bottom. I don't know if the number was at the top. See, there's no number at the top. Oh, it's here, which is a good thing. They have given the number at the top, which is nice. So again, at the top I would want to change a lot of stuff. Procedures, 36 years of experience, patients treated, right? So this is how I would practically do it. And So let me go back to the three pillars of creating a great dental website, which will actually get you tons and tons and tons of patients, right? So this is something that I would model, or I would ask you to model, and this should potentially have a lead magnet. So if I open the my parent company website, you would see something which is called as a hello bar, which is a sticky bar where you would have your lead magnet. So let me just open the website while the website opens. And I'll quickly close these sites. So now if you see this bar, this is called as a sticky bar. It's called a hello bar. So even if I scroll down, right, so this thing really wouldn't change, or this thing really wouldn't move. It'll always be sticking at the top. So this is where you want, this is where you always want, you always want a sticky bar on your website, which is all about lead magnet. Get your free ebook, download a free ebook, and you always want to use a chat option, because a lot of times when people come to your website, they may want to chat with you. So, and this is all an automated chat. So once you put this chat box, people can send you a message, and you can, download this chat application on your phone, or on your secretary's phone, or whoever works in your office, their phone, and they can respond from their phone. So they don't even have to be logged in at the computer. So this way the responses go higher. If somebody wants to ask you, hey doc, do you do braces, what are your charges? So you can directly address the concerns of your patients before they come in, and that increases the probability of people coming into you. So these are very smallish things, but they really add up to your end user experience, the whole digital experience of people interacting with your website, which is the first point of interaction. That's like your first representation, and you want it to be really good. So the three things to check on your website and see if it's bringing you more patients or killing patients away from you is this: is your website pixeled? If not, you are losing out on a lot of patients. Number two, do you have lead magnets? If no, then again you're losing out on a lot of patients. Number three, get your website at top via SEO or Google Ads. Are you doing Google Ads, or are you on the first page? If not, again you're losing out on a lot of patients. So these are the three pillars. Apart from that, you want the chat box, you don't want services at the top, you want them at the bottom, you want to add in nice pictures, your pictures, build the whole trust in your patient's mind, so that they want to come to you, they remember you, right? So that's what you want to be doing. And a lot of people who talk about Practo, I think Practo is great. So let's open Practo. But the only hiccup with Practo is it puts you in the same category as 10,000 other dentists in your area. Now if you see, when I come to Practo, the first thing you see is a sponsored ad. So somebody pays the money, they can be at the top, and that's always going to be a cat fight, because when somebody goes to Practo and books an appointment, when they look at your clinic, they'll also be looking at second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and they'll be comparing prices, they'll be like checking out for reviews. And let's say that even if they come to your clinic, unconsciously at the back of their mind, they'll always be wondering or thinking, should I have gone to the other dentist? Will I get the best experience? Is this the best? Is it worth the money? Should I try the next one? Because Practo is like a marketplace for dentists. Now, I'm sorry I'm using the term marketplace, but think of it. I'm sure that you must have made one purchase from Amazon or Flipkart. So when you go to Amazon, what do you look at? Do you look at who is the vendor that's selling on Amazon? No, right? When you go to Amazon, what you look at is, where do you get the best deal for the product that you're searching for? Which vendor is giving it to you at the most discounted price, and do they have a lot of review, right? That's what you look for on Amazon.com, which is similar. Practo is similar in that scenario. When people come to Practo, all they're looking at is, oh, does this dentist have a lot of reviews? Yes, which is awesome, great. Two, what is the price point? So you sooner or later want to get away from the whole price point comparison. It's a great way to get a few patients really really quick, but then sooner or later you'll always get stuck in the rat race, and patients coming to you would most likely not be your ideal patients, because they come in with the price point comparison. Even if they not don't come in with the price point comparison, they come in with the mindset of a comparison, because they went to a marketplace and came to you. So sooner or later they're going to bounce off, because Practo is going to advertise or send them notifications about dentists who are buying sponsored listing with Practo. So it's better to have people come to your website, and you want to build your authority, you want to create goodwill. So when people come to your site, they see your ads, your banners all around the internet, but you're not selling to them, where you're just giving them more helpful content: 3 tips to do this, 5 ways to you know whiten your teeth with natural home ingredient. You just want to build your authority and build your goodwill, so that you get out of the rat race. You are the authority figure, you are the goodwill creator in your marketplace, and bam, patients will keep flocking to you. So the one way to do that, like, this is just one way. Now there's a whole strategy behind building your authority and creating your goodwill and building your dental brand, which is important, right? People don't negotiate prices when they buy from a brand. People don't think of Zara and they think of negotiating there. People stand in queue to buy Apple products, right? But people download pirated Windows or Microsoft products. Why? Because people are crazy about Apple, because it's a brand. So with this marketing, you want to turn yourself into a brand, just like a movie star, a celebrity. You want to be the dentist, a celebrity dentist in your area, and the one way of doing that, it all starts with your website. So in today's training, I just want to keep it at that. So here's your assignment, or here's your task. Open your website and see if it fulfills the 3 pillars of a successful dental website for 2017. Is your website pixel? Do you have lead magnets? And is your website ranking on the first page of Google? Are you doing Google ads? If not, it's high time that you revamp. Now, I know that you must be really busy and you work long hours into making sure your patients are doing really great. So if you are looking at revamping your website, if you feel like your website is too outdated and it hasn't been changed in the last 3 to 4 or 5 years, and it needs to represent your brand, your dental brand for 2017, and it needs to evolve for the digital media today, and if you're looking at revamping your website, reach out to us and we would be happy to revamp your website. We normally charge clients a minimum of 1 lakh rupee and more depending on their website, but for a limited time only, we would be doing an entire revamping, design, content, website development, adding pixels, everything for your website for just 45,000 rupees plus taxes. That's about it. And when we work with dental clients, the whole idea behind our company is we would work with only one dentist in one area. And because we don't want to make everybody an authority figure, because then everybody becomes equal, right? So we want to work with only one dentist in one area. And if you choose to work with us, you define how large your area is and who are the other potential dentists who could be your competitors, who may have your patients or who may fight for the same patients. So you decide the geographical area, and we would not take in another dental client from that particular area. So whoever comes in first, it completely depends on that. So if you want us to do your website, reach out to us, call us on 881-240-241 and select the extension 2, or you can even drop me a personal message and I'll connect you to one of our business heads who manages the digital marketing agency for dentists, which is Dental Marketing Nerds. So if you want to revamp your website, please feel free to reach out to us. We are super excited to be working with you and helping you revamp your website and create the best representation of your dental brand digitally. which is what we specialize in. We specialize in digital experience and bringing you more patients. So reach out to us. It's 45k plus taxes, only for a limited time, and we work with only one dentist in one area. Thank you so much for watching this training. I hope you got some value out of it. In the future, we'll also be posting out more trainings. So be on the lookout for this, and really glad to have you in this training. So thank you so much. And even if you're not getting the website done from us, if you have someone else, by all means, please do it from them. I highly suggest though you revamp your website and have all the three pillars. Whoever you give it to, if you're not giving it to us, make sure you ask them to pixel your website, create lead magnets, have a chat box, and have a hello bar at the top. And of course, you want your website to rank higher, which is done through search engine optimization, which is a completely different service. And if you're keen on that too, we can talk about that too. Alright, thank you, and I'll talk to you in the next training where I'll walk you through the entire digital marketing proprietary formula to get more patients and potentially double your patients in 2017 using my secret digital marketing proprietary formula. So more on that training and workshop later. It's bye for now.